I ain't styling. Turn 50 to 100,000. Park the four-door Maserati in public housing. Stamp my passport in October and touch an island. Every time I leave from my lawyer office, I'm smiling. Remember nights was depressed, forced to finesse. Charge the track way up high, but grabbed it for less.
CountyBoySin brought his camera.
Yo, what's going on? It's your man B.I.G. double O to the H, Big O, a.k.a. Slick. You locked in with CountyBoySin right here at Batcave Studios. What up, though?
So, bro, I've been waiting to get you for a little minute, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about some of the connects that I tried to reach out to. They ain't really come through. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk about that kind of like later on during the interview. So, first off, where are you from?
I'm from Trenton, New Jersey.
What part of Trenton are you from?
30 minutes from Philly. I'm from West Trenton. I'm from Roger Gardens.
Roger Gardens. And is that the projects? Like when people said
it's the biggest projects in the city.
It's the biggest projects in the city, right? Okay, so how did you start rapping, and what was that like coming from Trenton and trying to start to rap?
I started rapping pre-teens early on, seeing people rapping like in ciphers and stuff in the park, basketball games. It was like artists from around my way that was signed at the time. That was motivating. Shaheem was a childhood friend of mine. Seeing him get signed, that was motivation to do music, and I always loved it. You know what I mean?
Right. When did you feel like, coming from Trenton, coming from Roger Gardens could take it to another level? I mean, it ain't the biggest city in the world. I mean, I went to college and I was asking people down south, yo, y'all know about Trenton? Y'all know? And then, nobody really know it if you're not really from the tri-state area, right?
Yeah.
What made
small city?
Right, small city, right? When did you feel as though, I could take this to another level? What day, what moment, when did you see that?
Just some trial and error, being around people I looked up to, getting that confirmation. It's almost like I compare everything to basketball when it comes to music. So it's like when you coming up and you watching AI, and then you step on the court with AI, you run into him and he compliments you on your game. Those be like moments where it's like, I guess you would call them like arrival moments. Like you feel like you arrived. You get respect from the peers or respect from the people you looked up to. So that's kind of what happened with me in the music, so to speak.
Right. So, are you a signed artist? Are you an individual artist? What is that going on right now?
No, I'm independent.
You independent.
Yes, sir.
And so, bro, I mean, you had a phone call in the middle of the joint, bro.
Yeah, boy,
so
man.
It's all good. You good, bro. You good. So, the thing is, what was it like growing up in West Trenton? And we're gonna get into what niggas expect from you, just from you being ooh. We gonna get into, like kind of in context of the phone call, but we're gonna get into what people expect from you that sometimes you can deliver and sometimes you kind of might not want to deliver and sometimes you can't deliver. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that. What is it like growing up in West Trenton? And we're gonna talk about what people expect from you.
Small city, 7.5 miles. Unfortunately, a lot of poverty. So what poverty brings violence. Seen a lot of death early on, man. A lot of drug addiction, alcoholism. Shit that comes with the inner city. You know what I mean? Just grinding, bro. Grinding for a long time doing the music. I think the music really saved me a lot of situations. You know what I mean? I compare it to any inner city. You know what I mean? It's just different language, it's different slang, but it's all still the same shit. Poverty, violence, alcoholism, a lot of bullshit people trying to get away from,
Right. Now, coming up in violence, people expect something from you because they don't really have the will and the courage and sometimes even the education and kind of go behind their dreams or what they see other people doing, right? What made you do that, and how did you separate yourself from people wanting things from you, from what you have gained, and people from the crabs trying to pick and kind of criticize what you haven't done for them? You see what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that. What is that about? Growing up in that and people expecting things like, you know what, bro? A feature was $200, but I only had $50. Why can't I get it and I'm your man, or my man hit you up? What is that about?
A lot of times where I'm from, I always dealt with backlash about charging for features and stuff. But I equate it to that a lot of people where I'm from just don't know the business. They haven't experienced the business, so they don't really know how it operates. And unfortunately, small cities breed small mindsets. So a lot of people haven't traveled outside of their comfort zone to see how things are done, how things operate. Every chance I get, I tell somebody, yo, go book with Rug, man. Go to Philly. Go be around different rooms because you're recording the same studio where you're from. The door gonna open up. It's never gonna be somebody you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you're not making no connections. You know what I mean? You gotta play where the people that you want to play amongst. You gotta play where they play at. It's like basketball again. If everybody balling at the Rucker, and I feel like my game is equipped to play at the Rucker, I'm going to New York. I'm not gonna stay balling around my way because it's not bringing me nothing. It's not bringing me no notoriety.
Right.
It's not putting me where I need to be seen. You know? So it's the same thing with the music. I was living in Trenton. I'll come up here to Rug, 444 building. I got shot, but I came in the studio on crutches. Couldn't even walk. Femur bone shattered. Just how bad I wanted it. Like I got a group called the Momentum, man. Shout out to the Momentum. Broken Dreams out now. I had a conversation with them today. I can't want this shit for y'all. All y'all dope. All y'all fire individually, but I can't want it for y'all. Y'all gotta want it. It's work. Every day you gotta show up to work. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
I'm gonna ask you about the Momentum now. That was a little bit down the line, but I'm about to ask you right now because you mentioned them, right? You know, when it comes to rap groups, it's hard to make it. We see very rare and few rap groups who do make it. You know, from the Knox to Dipset, and then most recently, I would say Migos, right? Ooh, to be serious, with social media, with rap, what separates the Momentum to where you have that algorithm to where you can push them to the masses? Because it ain't the same to where like social media was on the borderline and Dipset and them type of Migos was able to kind of like Migos kind of capitalized on it the most. Like, that kind of turnover into social media, right? How realistic is it for you to turn the Momentum into something that's actually a household name?
It's important to me because all the guys is from my city. All the guys from my city, all the guys is talented. But what I stress to them that it takes way more than talent. It's a different dedication. It's a common thread in greatness, bro. Whatever you do in life, play sports, you paint, you do music, you're an engineer. Common thread in greatness is the work ethic. I can't want it for you. I can't, you know what I mean? As much love as I got for you, you gotta want it. You know what I mean? I'm willing to go get it, and I'm willing to sacrifice, and I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to travel to different markets, and I can't hold nobody hand in this shit. And that's what people gotta understand. The days of artist development to that extent is over.
No matter who they see you with.
No matter who it is, you know what I mean. You gotta want it, bro. So, like I said, the guys, they've been together almost a year. They making some good traction. Plaga just went viral on Keep It the Yard Vibecast. That drink I did 700,000 views. Got 2 videos that just went viral. You know what I mean? So they making some moves, man, and people are taking to them organically. Everywhere I go, people talking to me about them, but they have to want it.
Right.
No matter what, no matter how much the people like them, no matter how much the people take to them, they gotta want it, and they gotta want to do what's necessary to go to the next level. You know?
Right. So, Don Black, what's your relationship with Don Black?
Don, my man. Don was one of the guys I watched as a kid. That's actually what me and Rug was getting ready to work on before you got here. I got a project with Don Black and my man Mike Molest called Courtesy of the Mob, Freestyle to a Story. Don Black was one of the guys from Roger Gardens. He was signed to MCA. He was a staple in the city. He's one of the guys we all looked up to coming up. You know what I mean? And we still do. That's Big Bro. I talked to him today. You know what I mean? I never forget about the moments when I looked up to people, even that life changes and the situations change and the role reverse. I always give him the respect he deserved. Because there was a time I held him in high regard, and I still do. You know what I mean?
So basically, what you're saying is, at a time you looked at his lyricism and you said, well, as a lyricist, that's something that I could feel.
Yeah.
Not that only I can do, but it's something that I feel as though is in high regard.
He motivated everybody behind him in the city. Whether they give him his flowers or not, I think it's important to tell people that while they still here. He motivated all of us, bro. He made all of us believe that we could do it. You know what I mean? He was the first one to really shoot videos in the projects. You know what I mean? And I think that's a testament too. Growing up, seeing people do things that make you believe and make you have faith that things can happen. You see people come from the same environment you come from and they make it, so to speak. it gives you a different belief system. Like, okay, I could do it too. I think a lot of times where we from, like where I'm from, people don't see enough success stories. So that's what keeps people. That's why the Momentum Project is called Broken Dreams. Broken Dreams kind of symbolizes where we from as a city. There's more people there with broken dreams than people that have chased their dreams and fulfilled them, because people don't see enough success. You see the success, you're motivated by it. That's why they say successful people stay around successful people, because you're feeding off energy. You know what I mean? You sit around 9 motherfuckers ain't got shit going on, you're gonna be the 10th motherfucker that ain't got shit going on. Sit around 9 motherfuckers moving and shaking, trying to figure out how to get some money, you're gonna try to figure out how to get some money too. So, you know what I mean? Energy is contagious, man. You know what I mean?
So you was at the Roots picnic yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
What was that like? Who were you around, and how do you take that to the next level?
I was with my man Ace McLeod. Shout to the A&R to the streets, Ace McLeod. Shout to Chone Trump, CeeLo Green, the Clips, Ab Lava, Meek, Spado, Gilly. Around a little bit of everybody, man. I get a lot of love in Philly for real. Like, you know, niggas be like, oh, such and such my second home. Like, Philly really my second home.
Even though you from Jersey.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a stigma with Philly niggas.
Yeah,
with this Jersey shit.
I was just, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I ain't from Jersey, nigga. I'm from Trenton.
You're right.
Like, this ain't that shore
right,
shit,
bro.
that shit y'all see on the shore and all that. This ain't none of that. Like,
you're right.
I be arguing with niggas all the time, but I get a lot of love in the city, though, man. For years, I've been coming over here recording, man, since like 08, 09. My first session over here was with New Sneakers. No, I'm lying. My first session was with Rug. It was with me, Rug, and Meek at the old Bat Cave, and that was like 08, 09. So I've been coming over here ever since then, recording in the city, and just being me though. That's the thing. People think you got to come in with these war stories and all this fake tough shit. People just take the organic energy. I just come in the room, I just be me, and I just let the talent speak. I step on the court. I equate everything to basketball because that was my first love. I step on the court and I go for my 30. Whether I'm in the studio with Beans, I'm in the studio with Gil, I'm in the studio with Meek, Core, whoever I'm in the studio with, I'm going to get my point across, and I just earn my respect over the years.
Let's talk about Core. You know, Core inspired me in some ways.
That's my guy.
That's your guy. You know what I mean? You know, let's talk about guys. I got, you know, it's crazy. I saw you at Roots Picnic with Sam Moscow.
My guy.
I got him next week. He on the platform next week. I had him. We talked a few weeks ago. We talked about next week. He gonna be on here. I'm pulling up.
Side family.
Yeah, Side family. I look forward. Yo, shout out, love your face. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I plan on getting some of that. Right? You feel what I'm saying?
I've been rocking with Side. Yo, really no funny shit. Side wife, his sister. Me and her sister dated for like 10 years. So I've been rocking with Side like years.
Yeah, almost to understand his brother-in-law. Okay, close to brother-in-law. Kind of down the block.
I should have ran this course, but that's my man. Like, yeah,
he cool.
Not Side family though. That's
he cool. You know. Speaking of Core, you know, he's somebody who really inspired me in terms of, you know, music when I was in college, and when you know, just me coming up in this interview shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I had a gig to where I was shooting just a photography. I started off in photography, and you know, I was doing something at like a dispensary, and he was doing like a walkthrough, right? You know what I mean? And that was the first time I was able to kind of get like firsthand. You know, I've been at concerts as a fan, but then when I took my interviewing seriously, you know, I was able to kind of get in the rooms with certain people. You see what I'm saying? Inez, you know, Core, Brock Raider. You see what I'm saying? We can list multiple. You know what I mean? So you know, Joel's. You know, when I first saw you.
Okay.
I was doing Joel Santana. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, bro, you know, just trying to take it to a next level. You see what I'm saying? Is the reason how I seen you, right? What is next for Ooh? How can he take it to another level in terms of not being signed, doing it his own way, and still trying to appease people that may be by him and appease himself and his own family?
I'm just building my fan base, but I think that the key thing for me is, right now, I'm finishing up a project whereas I can go on one of these labels and do a partnership. It's a key thing for me. So I'm working on that. I'm working on a project called Life Lessons with DJ Drama. And shout out to Ace McLeod, shout out to Cannon. And that's going to be a joint to whereas I hope to go into one of these labels, get a partnership situation, put that music out, and just continue to put out good music. I got my own production company, a New Day Co-op, so continue to put out artists and just grow in the business. On the business aspect, I really want to grow in the business side, like the exec side. I feel like the music business needs more black, I guess you would say, like what, production companies or like that Rough Riders, that, Bad Boy, of course, but Rockefeller, the black imprints needs more of that, needs more hands-on with these artists, because a lot of people in these buildings don't really know what they're doing. They don't really care about the music, the culture of the music, or anything besides the numbers. And your followers and your streams, all that shit could be fabricated because you could pay for it. You know what I mean? So you got guys out here with 100,000 followers on IG can't sell 10 hard tickets to a show. And that's the problem right now. The labels are doing things and deciding things based on numbers that's been manipulated versus true talent. You know what I mean? Timeless music.
Another reason what made me get you when you talk about bigger artists, right?
Mhm.
Like big boys. You got Biggie, you got Big Pun, you got Rick Ross, and even when you talk about most modern and most people when you talk about in the industry, you even got DJ Khaled, right?
Mhm.
We got DJ Khaled. He broke, right? Now they talk that money talk.
Mhm.
And what made me get on with you, what really made me say, yo, I gotta have when you was like turkey cake of salmon, yo, bro, yo.
Middleman, still I'm standing. Turks and Caicos tanning. Vegetables, jerk salmon.
Yo, when you said
All
that,
facts.
come on, you feel me?
Yeah, all facts.
All facts.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I fuck with that. When you think about the bigger guys who talk that money talk, it's just a certain type of love that they get. What made you go that route? And I hope you still continue to go that route.
Right.
Like talk that talk to where.
Talking about bars on I-95.
Yeah, that's bars on I-95.
Yeah,
talk about that. And
that was just experience. So like I said, the experience goes into music. I had just came back from Turks and Caicos, you know what I mean? So just putting the experience in the music, just giving people my lifestyle through the music, my day-to-day life, things that I enjoyed, things that I experienced, ups, downs, in betweens, good times, bad times, the rainy days, the sunshine. I just feel like that's what the good music reflects. It's a body of work, right? Every day in the bad day, every day in the good day. So I feel like the music should reflect how you feel. I don't come in the studio and say, yo, bro, we got to do a club record today. You know what I mean? I might come out the club 2 in the morning, go to the studio, and then be like, okay, yeah, that's the vibe we on because we just left the club.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yo, let's pull up a beat with some energy. Let's reflect on the good time we just really had in the club. We're not doing the cliche shit.
And when you say rub, this the studio we in now.
Yeah, shout out to my man Rug, short for Ruggedness, man, the legendary Batcave Studios in Philly. There's no mentioning Philly hip hop without mentioning Rug, mentioning Batcave. It's documented, cemented in history. And this is where I record at when I'm in Philadelphia, man.
Ooh, I appreciate you, bro. What do you want to tell the people? You definitely locked in with CountyBoySin. I gotta appreciate. I appreciate you, bro. You know how it go. I appreciate you. What do you want to tell the people further on? I'm gonna have a lot. There's a lot of people on here who scheduled. What do you want to tell either their audience or your personal audience? You got a big following, bro.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell your audience or their audience?
I appreciate all the support, whether it's new, old. I appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to my music. Be on the lookout for new projects coming. Kobe at the Rucker, produced by Riley. Be on the lookout for life lessons. The Momentum Broken Dreams is out now. The Momentum merch playlist tees are available now. Shout out to CountyBoySin.